Sound check, test mic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Good evening, Tol. I hope naririnig na. Play natin yung ating pag-review sa Master Plumber. Plumbing Arithmetic Set 8 na tayo. Set 8, Plumbing Arithmetic Set 8. Okay. Pero hatiin natin yung Set 8. Hatiin natin yung Set 8. 701 to 750 din. Another part is 751 to 800 na. Okay. Yon. Okay. Sa mga hindi pa po nakaka-subscribe ay please encourage you to subscribe to this channel at BRICE Academy and Consultatory or BRICE_ANC. Ito po yung at BRICE ANC sa Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channel. No, NotSoTekkie po kasi dati yung pangalan nito. So, binago ko na, no? Para isang promotion na lang lahat. Pinagsama ko na lahat ng yan. Sige, tuloy na tayo. 701. The rate of doing work. The answer is power. 102. What is the SI unit of power? The answer is watt. Or watts. What is the SI unit of power? The answer is watt. 103. All are units of power except the answer is joule. Mali ito ah. Dapat may choices to. Ito lang. Wait lang po. Nakabalikan na lang natin. Hanapin ko muna yun. Habang hinahanap ko yung choices. 704 tayo. Joules is an SI unit of what? The answer is work. Joules is SI unit of work. 705. Why is it that the power delivered by any machine is always less than the power supplies to it? The answer is due to presence. Why is it that the power delivered by any machine is always less than the power supplies to it? The answer is due to the presence. Yun. Okay, balikan natin yung 703. All units of power except joules. So, type natin. No? Letter A is what? Uy. Letter B. Letter B is horsepower. Letter C is Newton meter per second. C is Newton meter per second. And letter D. This is the answer. Joule. Joules. Uy, nangyari. Sorry. So, yan. Kompleto na yung tanong natin. No? All units of power except joules. So, yung watt, Yung horsepower, yung Newton meter per second is units of power except joules. Yun nga. So, yung joules is a unit of work na sinagot naman sa 704. Okay. 705. Balikan natin. Why is this? It is the power delivered by any machine is always less than the power supplies to it. Answer is due to the presence. 106, the capacity to do work is called, the answer is energy. Energy. Capacity to do work is called energy. 707. Kinetic energy equals, answer is 1/2 mass times velocity squared. Kinetic energy equals 1/2 mass times velocity squared. 708. An energy by virtue of the object's motion is called, the answer is kinetic energy. An energy by virtue of the object's motion is called kinetic energy. 709. An energy by virtue of the object's position of elevation is called, the answer is potential energy. Energy by virtue of the object's position of elevation is called potential energy. 110. An energy by virtue of the object's mass is called, the answer is rest energy. An energy by virtue of the object's mass is called rest energy. Yan. Then 111. The energy of an object due to its vertical separation from Earth's surface. The answer is gravitational potential energy. The energy of an object due to its vertical separation from the Earth's surface. The answer is gravitational potential energy. 711. The energy stored in a stretched elastic material such as a spring is called, the answer is elastic potential energy. Energy stored in a stretched elastic material such as springs called elastic potential energy. 713. Kinetic energy of the atoms and molecules due to their random motion is called, the answer is thermal energy. The kinetic energy of the atoms and molecules due to their random motion is called thermal energy. Yun, 714. 714. The change in gravitational energy depends on the blank of the object. The answer is initial and final vertical position. The change in gravitational energy depends on the initial and final vertical position of the object. 715. Kinetic means that it is, the answer is in motion. Kinetic means that it is in motion. 716. What will happen to the kinetic energy of the body if its velocity doubled? The answer is quadrupled. What will happen to the kinetic energy of the body if its velocity doubled? The answer is quadrupled. May tanong dito eh. Balikan natin yung formula, no? Pero pa-review na rin muna, no? Ito yung formula niya eh. Yan. Kinetic energy equals to 1/2 mass times velocity squared. So, kung na-double yan, magkakadruple nga siya. Kaya, ayun yung sagot. 716, what will happen to the kinetic energy of the body if its velocity double? The answer is quadruple. 717, uy, what happened to this? Lakayin lang natin, no? Wait lang po. Para hindi nakakalito sa maraming ano. Okay. Seven, 717. Nangyari? Sorry for the delay. 750 naman tayo eh. Okay. Bakit ganun? Yun. Sige. Tingnan natin mamaya. 716. What will happen to the kinetic energy of the body with its velocity doubled? Naulit lang. The answer is quadrupled. 717. Thermal energy refers to the random kinetic energy of all blank in all substance. Answer is atoms and molecules. Thermal energy refers to the random kinetic energy of all atoms and molecules in all substance. 718. At kasi hindi na, no? Sorry, uli. Ayusin ko lang konti. 100 or 95 tayo. Yan. Hindi pa rin. Seven, 1, 8. Yun. Bakit ganun? Hindi na ano yung height. Kasi hindi siya na ano. Wait lang po ulit. Sorry. 95. Yan. Uy. 718. Yan. The product. A vector quantity which is a product of mass and velocity of the body. The answer is momentum. A vector quantity which is a product of mass and velocity of the body. The answer is momentum. 719. Sorry. Nangyari. 719. The product of a force and the time during which it acts is known as, the answer is impulse. The product of a force and time during which it acts is known as impulse. The answer is impulse. 720. Momentum is the product of mass and the answer is velocity. velocity. Momentum is the product of mass and velocity. The answer is velocity. 721, change in momentum is equal to, answer is impulse. Change in momentum is equal to impulse. 722, what is the SI unit of impulse? The answer is Newton second. What is the SI unit of impulse? The answer is Newton seconds. 723, what is the SI unit of momentum? The answer is kilogram meter per second. What is the SI unit of momentum? The answer is kilogram meter per second. 724, if the velocity of the body in doubled in value, its blank will also be doubled. The answer is momentum. So, yan. If the velocity of the body in value, the body doubled in value, its momentum will also be doubled. 925, the negative ratio of the relative velocity after a collision to a relative velocity before a collision. The answer is coefficient of restitution. The negative ratio of the relative velocity after a collision to a relative velocity before a collision. The answer is coefficient of restitution. 726. A collision in which the total kinetic energy after collision is less than that before in collision. The answer is inelastic collision. A collision in which the total kinetic energy after collision is less than that before collision. Answer is inelastic collision. 726. When colliding bodies stick together on the impact which results in the maximum possible loss in kinetic energy, said to be blank collision. The answer is completely inelastic. Completely inelastic. And the colliding bodies stick together on impact which result in the maximum possible loss in kinetic energy, said to be completely inelastic collision. The answer is completely inelastic. 728. Each of the following is true about collision. The answer is inelastic collision. Inelastic collision, no kinetic energy is lost. Yeah. Which of the following is true about collision? The answer is inelastic collision, no kinetic energy is lost. So, may iba bang choices dyan? Ito yung choices. Inelastic collision, the two colliding bodies stick together after impact. Ito yung letter A, ito yung sagot. Letter A, inelastic collision, no kinetic energy is lost. Ito yung sagot. Pero ibang choices. Inelastic collision, the two colliding bodies stick together after impact. C, incompletely inelastic collision, no kinetic energy is lost. And the kinetic energy is not conserved in an elastic collision. 729. Tuloy na tayo sa kabila. What situation when the colliding object stops and the target moves off with the same speed after collision? What situation when colliding objects stops and the target moves off with the same speed after collision? The answer is when their masses are equal to the target is stationary. At what situation when the colliding object stops and the target moves off with the same speed after collision? The answer is, may mga choices dito na situation, pero ito na yung sagot. When their masses are equal to the target is stationary. Tama nga naman. Siyempre, kung pareha sila ng mass, ng bigat, nagpapadit lang siya ng pwesto. Yung tinamaan, mag-move. Pero yung tumama, mag-stay. 7:30. If the colliding object has mass less than the stationary target after impact, the answer is the lighter object bounces off the heavier one. Tama naman. Tatalbog lang siya. Kasi mas magaang siya. If the colliding object has a mass less than the object's target after impact, that lighter object bounces off the 731. The colliding object has a mass greater than that of the stationary target after the impact. Hindi tayo nakapag-commercial. After colliding object continue its motion in the same direction with reduced speed. So, hihina na siya syempre. Pero tutuloy-tuloy pa rin. Pati yung tinamaan na object. The colliding object has a mass greater than that of the stationary target after the impact. The colliding object continue in motion in the same direction with reduced speed. 7, 3, 2. For perfect elastic collision, the coefficient of restitution E is equal to, the answer is 1. For perfect elastic collision, the coefficient of restitution E is equal to 1. Number 733. For perfect inelastic collision, the coefficient of restitution is E is equal to, the answer is 0. For perfect inelastic collision, the coefficient of restitution E is equal to, the answer is 0. 734. In an elastic collision, the kinetic energy is conserved. The answer is the kinetic energy is conserved. In an elastic collision, the kinetic energy is conserved. Yun. For every action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. This is known as, the answer is Newton's third law of motion yan. For every action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. This is known as Newton's third law. 7, 3, 5. Ayan, bago tayong magtuloy, no? This channel is accepting donations. Yan. Ito po yung GCASH number 0956-016-2730. GCASH na Maya and COINSPH. And message yan. Ayan, dito sa number ito, 076-263-125. Red Doors and San Jose's nationwide. Then, sige, mamaya na yung pala tayo pasalamatan yung mga nag-subscribe habang inaayos. Tuloy muna tayo. 736. Everybody continues. Everybody continues in state of rest or at constant speed in a straight line motion. It is compelled to change that state because of forces acting on it. The answer is Newton's first law. Last 28. Uy, ay, wait lang. Oh. Bakit yan? Tingin lang. 7, 90 days. Hindi na siguro. Teka lang ha. Everybody continues in its state of rest or at constant speed in straight line motion. It is compelled to change that state because of forces acting on it. This is known as Newton's first law. Uy, nawala na yung iba. Hindi na napakita. Pero okay lang. Salamatan na naman sila natin sila last week. Nakita ko lang. Sorry. Hindi na pa ba? 737. And balance force acting. Balance force acting on an object will cause the object to accelerate in direction of force. This is known as, the answer is Newton's second law. And a balanced force acting on an object will cause the object to accelerate in the direction of force. This is known as, the answer is Newton's second law. 738. Newton's second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum with respect to time is what? The answer is force. Newton's second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum with respect to time is force. The answer is force. 739. Oh, bakit ganun? Siguro hindi sila nagpakita. Kaya ganun. 739. Accurate formulation of the laws of motion as well as the gravitational was made by. The answer is Newton. The accurate formulation of the laws of motion as well as gravitational was made by. The answer is Newton. 740. The law which describes the motion of stars, planets, and comets. Answer is Kepler's law. The laws which describes the motion of stars, planets, and comets. The answer is Kepler's law. 741. Which of the following does not describe the objects observed from the Earth? The answer is focus. Which of the following does not describe the object observed from the Earth? The answer is focus. 742. If an external an external pressure is applied in a confined fluid, the pressure will be increased at every point in the fluid by the amount of external pressure. This is known as, the answer is Pascal's law. If an external pressure is applied in a confined fluid, the pressure will be increased at every point in the fluid by the amount of external pressure. This is known as Pascal's law. Okay. According to this law, the forces, two charges varies directly as the magnitude of each charge and inversely as the square of the distance between them. The answer is Coulomb's law. According to this law, the force between two charges varies directly as the magnitude of each charge and inversely as the square of the distance between them. The answer is Coulomb's law. 744. When pre-competition exists, the price of the product will be that value where supply is equal to that demand. The answer is law of supply and demand. When pre-competition exists, the price of a product will be that value where supply is equal to that demand. The answer is law of supply and demand. 745. Masyado lang mahaba. Uy. Nangyari. Sorry. At any point, 2 points along the streamline in an ideal fluid in a steady flow, the sum of the pressure, the potential energy per unit volume, and the kinetic energy per unit volume, and the kinetic energy per, ano to? And energy per unit volume has the same value. This concept is known as Bernoulli's theorem. Wala yung kalugtong. Per unit volume, potential energy. At any 2 points along a streamline in an ideal fluid in a steady flow, the sum of the pressure, the potential energy per unit volume, and the kinetic energy per unit volume has the same value. This is known as, answer is Bernoulli's theorem. Piling ko ulit. At any 2 points along a streamline in a ideal fluid in a steady flow, the sum of the pressure, the potential energy per unit volume, and the kinetic energy per unit volume has the same value. This is known as Bernoulli's theorem. 746. When a net force acts on a body, it produces an acceleration in the direction of the resultant force, an acceleration that is directly proportional to the mass of the body. This theory is known as, ito pala yung Newton's second law of motion. Whenever a net force acts on a body, it produces an acceleration in the direction of the resultant force. and acceleration that is directly proportional to the mass of the body. This theory is known as Newton's second law of motion. 747. A measure of resistance of a body, it offers to any changes in its angular velocity determined by its mass and distribution of its mass about the axis of rotation is known as, the answer is angular acceleration. A measure of resistance of a body, it offers to any changes in its angular velocity determined by its mass and distribution of its mass about the axis of rotation is known as, the answer is angular velocity. 748. In an equation E minus mc squared, C is, the answer is speed of light. In the equation E minus mc squared, C is the speed of light. 749. The range of projectile depends on, the answer is initial velocity and angle of projection. The range of velocity depends on, the answer is initial velocity and angle of projection. And the last question for this session. In a trajectory, air resistance decreases. Speed, the maximum height, and the range of projectile. The answer is the speed, the maximum height of and the range of projectile. In a trajectory, air resistance decreases what? The speed, the maximum height, and the range of projectile. Yun. Thank you very much. Yung kikinig, and if you learned this channel, please like the video. Kung hindi, pwede nyo rin pong i-share sa mga nagre-review sa Master Plumber Board Exam, and mga hindi pa po nakaka-subscribe, please subscribe to this channel, BRICE Academy and Consultancy. Ngayon, pasalamatan po natin yung mga nag-subscribe nung nakaraan. Na nagpakita na kanilang face. Ayan. Ayan na siya. Thank you very much. Hindi sila nag-private. Pinapakita nila yung kanilang subscription. Blissful Video PH, Alfred Bermudez. Yun. Thank you very much. And salamat po din sa mga naka-hide, no? Mga nag-subscribe, bago subscribers natin. So, kilala niyo po kayo kung sino. Hindi ko kasi makita eh. Hindi ko mapangalanan. So, yan lang po yung makita ko. And hanggang sa muli, sa mga pagre-review for more engineering topics, the board exam reviews and software tutorials, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much and good luck sa mga board exam. Sana makatulong po ito kayo makapasa. Thank you very much and good night.